Hey my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to another episode of Fiona's Coffee Talks. And as always, I like to start off every day with a fresh, hot, black cup of coffee. Hold the cream! I'd love to. And of course, I think of my favorite quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, which says, "Life is too important to be taken seriously, so lighten up, folks." Okay, so today's topic is, drumroll please, Eldercare and Eldercare Lawyers. So, as public a person as I am, I'm private about certain things, and I may have mentioned once or twice in the past that about 3 years ago, my father had a stroke. He's able to still walk a little, and his mind is still kind of there, so it could have been a lot worse off. But fast forward, now he's 90, and in the last year, 2021, he's like most old people, they're stubborn, so even though he should not be walking unattended and should be using his walker, he keeps falling at home. So he's already fallen like 4 times. About 9 weeks ago, he fell, fractured his arm, was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and then was just in rehab for like 6 weeks, just made it home a week ago. So it's been stressful, to say the least. But then at that point, I had always heard of the term like eldercare and eldercare lawyers. But other than figuring out, okay, well, eldercare lawyer means that you're old, you need care, hire a lawyer. But I never knew what could or couldn't be done. So about a month ago, I was like, you know what? We need an eldercare lawyer. So I was able to find one through a friend of mine, and I have learned so much. Had the Zoom meeting with him, and in a nutshell, I'm going to try to keep this short. But if you have property and money, there's a way where you can salvage it, and that's the real moral of this video is, you have Medicare, but you'll get to a point where you're going to need a lot more help, and Medicare will only go but so far. So then you want to get Medicaid. But in order to do that, you're supposed to not own anything or not have anything. So there's a way of legally doing it so that you can actually have that happen. I had no idea that that was the case. So having this meeting, really kind of saved my life. Now, there have been so many different entities involved in this whole picture, from dealing with the nursing home and the the getting the medical equipment and the social worker, and now that he's been home, having the home care attendant and all of that stuff. But it also meant the lawyer was like, okay, well, we need to do this, and that. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's been I've been on such overload with getting everything together and, scanning upwards of over 200 documents and getting everything to the lawyer, becoming their power of attorney, dealing with the banks, putting everything in its place. There is a logical way of doing it and a legal way of doing it, The difference also is if he's going home versus a nursing home, that's a big difference as well. It's the former is, you're better off if it's the former, if you're doing it at the last minute. So apart from the fact that there is a way to salvage everything, the bigger takeaway that I got from this whole experience was, in hindsight, had I known all of this information, I would have taken care of this years ago. Because God forbid, if it were the case that suddenly your parent is in a situation where they have to go into nursing home, well, they do a 5-year look back. So if you didn't have everything done ahead of time, you're going to be up shit's creek. And basically, it means creating a trust and putting everything in there, because the trust is not the individual person. It's an entity that owns everything. The government cannot touch that. So if in the case of my parents, there's a 7-year age difference. So even though my father is 90, my mother is a very young, going on 83. So she doesn't need the additional help that he will. So there was a way of that we were able to salvage her, but in thinking of her future, doing the trust so that she's protected when the time comes. So if that's not the case, that your parents have an age difference, well, you know what? If they're similar ages, you figure what? People live till about 90, even if it's 95, depending on your family history. So I recommend, if once your parents hit 80 If they own property, the bottom line is whether they live another 10 years, 5 or 15, when they go, you're going to get everything anyway. So at that point, it makes sense, I think, if you're going to leave it to your kids, put the kid's name on the deed and take them off. Or at the very least, put it in a trust so that it is protected. But I would still take their name off and put it under the kids' names. Take the bulk of the money, if they have a good amount of money, put that in a trust as well. So that way, in case if suddenly the shit hits the fan and it is a nursing home versus your own home, you have that covered. So I learned that as well. I also learned that when you're dealing with all these different entities, you hit a lot of snafus. And there was a lot of me having to tell them no, like I refuse to take no for an answer. And if you have like the, common sense and a bit of savviness, and I've always been kind of street smart, I think, because I've always been a hoe. Having all of that and then having some intelligence on top of that, I have always found that just by logically thinking things out and deductive reasoning, if something seems right to me, then 99.99%, if not 100% of the time, I'm right. So like even with the banker and like the medical equipment people, there were times that they were like, well, no, but blah, blah, blah. Then I'd be like, well, no, bitch, then do this. Oh. So suddenly I'm telling them how to do their job. So some of it took a little longer, but the end result was that I got them to do what I needed them to do. So none of this is easy. I have moments where it's like, I'm strong about it, but I do have moments where I just suddenly like start crying because it is overwhelming. It takes a certain perseverance, but if you have the mindset for it, it can be done. And I'm not only protecting my parents, I'm protecting my 3 siblings and I, because that technically is our inheritance where, if I didn't put all of this into play, all of that could be flushed down the toilet. Then, your parents want to leave you stuff. That's their legacy. So, why do you want the government taking your money or putting a lien on your shit? Protect it. So anyway, I'm keeping this short and simple. There's so much more I can give, so many more specifics, but that's the gist of it. What I want to say is if you have any comments, any questions, put them in the comments and I will answer them. Or better yet, if anyone who is watching this, if you have specific questions and you want to call me, I am more than happy to talk to anyone about it. It's interesting because since I've been doing this, a couple of my dear friends have asked me specific questions and I've learned so much. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to juggle so many different things and persevere and be able to like go with the flow. We Pisces, we're very adaptable. So like if you throw shit my way, somehow I've always been very quick on my feet, quick on my back too, but that's a whole other situation. So yeah, Eldercare Lawyer, get one. Think of your parents, protect everyone. I think 80 is the magic number. Or, if their life expectancy is even less, you can never do it too soon. You can never be too protected. So, all right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope this was helpful. So, all righty. See you soon. Love you.